Hello, everybody, and welcome back to RimWorld Alpha 16. On our last episode, well, Colony kind of went to shit. I made a huge mistake by accepting somebody who was being chased by a tribe. I should have known better than to do it. I really should have. However, I will say that I am new to Alpha 16. I'm actually used to playing in the older alphas. Quite a bit has changed in the current version that I'm just not exactly used to. I'm also used to playing with a bunch of different mods, and I didn't want to do that for the Let's Play because I felt like some of the mods might have been a little bit cheaty, and I wanted to keep it interesting. But and of course, playing on Random was probably a bad idea. We're actually going to go with a little bit of an easier Let's Play on this one. I'm still going to be using insane difficulty. However, I'm considering doing the Lost Tribe. You get more people with the Lost Tribe. However, you are in a lower... No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because it's always a food problem with the Lost Tribe, and I don't want to have to deal with that. And the research is going to be a lot slower, which means that for a Let's Play it's not going to work. We're going to go with the Crash Landed. We are going to go with Phoebe Chillax. The reason is because I ran some test plays on Cassandra, and Cassandra, while her difficulty curve is a lot slower to go up than like Granny Random, who will just be like, I'm going to completely rape you whenever. I noticed that Cassandra kind of dumps on you, and it's not that the things that she provides you with are hard, it's that the frequency of them can sometimes make unwinnable situations. For example, in a personal play that I was not recording, I had a case where I had 3 zaps in a row inside of my freezer that was completely made out of wood, and I got every single time that we had a zap, I lost somebody just because the room would get superheated and they would pass out in there and die. So I'm not going to go with that. We're going to go with Phoebe Chillax, just so that we have some time to recover every time that they throw something at us, because we will be playing again on extreme difficulty with Permina, so she can still throw some stuff at us that will really screw us, but hopefully I'll be able to recover from them so that we can keep going and it will be a longer Let's Play, I'm hoping. As compared to the Randy Random one, which was what, 4 or 5 episodes, so yeah, we're gonna go with this, so please don't hurt me. I liked the starting location on the previous Let's Play. I am going to go for something a little bit warmer, just a little bit, because that cold might have been too much of a problem. It might have been... I mean, we're already stacking the odds against us. We don't need to keep stacking everything against us. I kind of like that. Can we find one with granite around here? There we go. Marble and granite. 40 days of growing is pretty damn good. Let's go with that. What are we close to? We're not super close to anything, but we are kind of close to some friendlies. I will also be preparing carefully here just to make sure that my people are actually useful, because one of the biggest things that we had with the other Let's Play was that a lot of the people that we were getting were absolutely useless, myself included. I was a perfect example of that. And even the people that we did have that were useful had skills that were so low that they were slow to do things. So, first thing that we're going to worry about is actually cooking, because that is our most important one. However, this person is actually really good, and I might keep her? Question mark? You could be our grower, and I don't like that you have mining as well, but that's okay. We're going to keep that one. Ooh, you get really good growing, but I'm not a fan of the too smart. You're kind of useless otherwise. Okay, let's worry about cooking. I like this. I like this one. We do need to get rid of this violent. We will be editing that off. Just had to make sure that she didn't have anything. We're going to get rid of that, and I think that that would probably be the Science Prodigy. Yes. So we're gonna get rid of this. Hmm. What was she again? Science prodigy, and she had to do with like particle stuff. So what if we just make her an aspiring engineer? That'd make a lot more sense, wouldn't it? I like that. Not very good at shooting or anything like that. That's okay though. Uh, she could kind of be our doctor grower sort of thing. So let's go ahead and go over here. We want a hunter. Okay, so we want somebody with some pretty decent shooting. It would not also be a bad idea. Well, I mean, she can kind of take care of the crafting and construction. So we want a hunter. No. No. Looking for somebody with at least a 4 in shooting. Ooh, that's very good. I like that. Night Owl's okay. That's actually really good. Incapable of intellectual, I can get around. That's not a problem. You can do constructing when you're not hunting. I like this. Okay, so let's get started renaming these people. So the first one that I've got is actually going to be Anna, of course. Then we got Rachel. And the first mail that we've got is, we're going to be cycling through since we had some in the other. We're going to see the same ones again, but for now I'm going to cycle through and start where we left off. And this one is going to be Tim. So Anna, Rachel, and Tim will be our people starting this off. The male cat is completely useless. We're getting rid of that. I am going to actually replace that probably with a fox, because that is about the comparable that's actually useful is the fox. Female, yeah, sure. Female fending fox. That'll work. Okay, so we got that taken care of. We are going to go ahead and start and see what we end up with. So, I'm going to learn from some of the mistakes that I made from the other game. And I'm going to try and get some defenses up as soon as possible. Even if I don't build traps out of steel, that's okay. I'll build them out of stone. I'm also going to probably try to get some tailoring up pretty early, just so that I can make sure that that situation is handled. I'm going to put a break in here real quick because I just had somebody knock on the door. I'll be right back. Okay, we can make an end to the break right now. So what we want to do first here is we actually want to make sure that we got everything unforbidden like usual. Got that. Got some survival modes way out in the middle of nowhere, but that's okay. Am I just missing the steel? These are components. There's the steel. Unforbid all that. What about the wood? There it is. This mountain right here I think has made that stuff kind of scatter, which is not exactly the best situation, excuse me. Tim is going to be our hunter, so we want him to be equipped with that. Other than that, we're going to look at the character skills. That's an 8, that's a 0, so you're going to equip a pistol. You're going to equip plasteel knife. Now, Rachel, you're not very good at combat, so we're going to try and avoid combat with you as much as possible. So let's take a look at our work restrictions real quick. We're going to turn off we're going to turn on manual priorities. And as usual, we're going to set everybody to be a patient. You are our doctor, so that's good. Everybody should be set to flicking. 7, 3, 4. So yes, we do want you to do that. I do not want you doing this. Tim is going to be handling that because he is also our hunter. You're going to be our cook. You will not be hunting. Wait, Anna. No, okay. Okay, and we'll get rid of the rest of these. I'm going to leave the haul and clean jobs up like last time. You are our best researcher, so I'm definitely going to have a research job chilling around on that. And you are our best manager, so you are definitely going to be our manager. Okay, so make sure that you always manage first. It's kind of important. Okay, so you're going to be our grower. When you're not growing, plant cut. You're also our best miner, so when you're not growing, mine, then plant cut. Okay, who's going to be worrying about our construction? She's going to be cooking a lot. Let's go on ahead and set up a simple job to set them to construct. We kind of want everybody to have like a basic mining job before hauling and cleaning. Because if we have any mining to get done, we need to do it. Same with plant cut. Okay, so who is our best? It's gonna be Tim. I want you to make sure that you do any of that if we have it before you do any mining or plant cutting. You're a hunter though. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, I like that. That's a good setup, I think. So we're going to have the fox following Tim around. He's going to form a bond with him, or with her. I can't recall. Was it a male or a female fox? It was a female. So he's going to form a bond with her, and that will mean that the fox is going to follow Tim around when he hunts, which is good. If an animal goes crazy or if there's a revenge, the fox will help Tim to fight that off. Let's take a look here, see where... I'm actually liking right where we start. It's a fairly decent area. I wish there wasn't all this water, though. We could wall here, I suppose, and here. And then this could be our main point of entrance. And then we can go in here. So let's do that. So let's go on ahead and create a simple little setup like we always do. Not very much room right here for it. So 1, 2, 3, somewhere around here. Let's go with that. I'm going to create a much larger stockpile than I did in the other one, a 9 by 9, because we did run out of space pretty quickly there. Then we're going to make some bedrooms here, some little 3 by 3s. Also, I want a dining area right there. And I'm going to create more bedrooms than I normally would, simply because I expect to get somebody fairly soon. Let's do like that, so that we can have some spare areas available for other people. That'll be the dining area. Go ahead and give it a straight shot into the area right here, because we're going to set up some early crafting in our storage area right there, and I think that'll do just fine. We also, well, let's go ahead and expand our home area too. I want them to know exactly where home is. All of this is going to have to be set to home. All of that, because we're going to eventually block that in. Then right along here. that, and then all of this here can be considered home. Perfect. That should be pretty good to start with. We also want to set up some grow zones. And right over here looks like a good place to do that. So we're going to do a couple of 3x8s. You got potatoes, corn, cotton, smoke leaf. Ah, crap, okay. We'll put it the other way then. Yogurt. So potatoes, corn, what? Corn, cotton, smoke leaf, which is fine. We are aware of those being problems. This right here is actually going to be a very good area to put batteries in. So right from the bat, I'm going to claim this. That is ours. And I'm also going to say, hey, if there isn't one already, build a roof over this. And we'll leave it at that. Let's go ahead and unpause. In the meantime, might not be a bad idea to just plop down a couple of sleeping spots right here, just to prevent the debuffs. Oops. Just to prevent the debuffs, just to prevent them. Of course, we could also do the same thing here, but I'm okay with the way that I've got it set up right now. I'm perfectly fine with that. Tim, focus this way. In fact, cancel. Select cancel. Cancel that, that, all of that, and that. Cancel that. The reason he's doing what he's doing right now is because he has no mining jobs to get to. Once she moves, he will. The reason I did that is I want them to clear out this area first, because this is where we're going to be doing our food production. Speaking of which, go ahead and trim all that down. In fact, trim all this down as well. Just give us a nice flat front. That'll just kind of make sure that they clean out the freezer first, so that we can put up our slaughter, our butcher table. Ugh, can't speak. Sorry. So that we can put up our butcher table and our fueled stove very quickly. Again, you don't have to do that, but with as much, I made more mining than usual, and if they had gone through all this and then come back for that, it would have been very delayed on getting us the stuff that we need to provide ourselves with food early. Because farming, while wonderful, isn't going to provide us with the food that we need right away. It's going to eventually provide us with quite a bit of food, but right now we need food now, and we can't just sit around and wait for it. I also feel that there is a good thing to be said if we can get some more people. There is a good argument to be made to get some research started early and try and get fuses as fast as possible, because just getting rid of that stupid zap is so beneficial, especially in the harder difficulties. We already got a major break risk. It's probably from being in the dark and being in an ugly environment. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Oh, that's right. Tim is a night owl. I've got to actually change his times. We're going to set him to wake up 5, 6, 7, 8. So he'll wake up at 10, and then he will sleep most of the time. So Tim, you do you, boo. So that's actually a huge debuff for him. I cannot believe that I missed that. I feel slightly stupid for that, but it's okay. At least we caught it. Oops. At least we caught it. So we're going to get rid of that right there. We're also going to put down a fueled stove right here. And then we're going to mine out right there for the future air conditioning unit. Set up a build of butcher creatures. And we do have a manager. I don't know that we want to do this right away without... No. Wait for them to do what they're going to do first. Just to make sure that it is secure. We're going to put a structure there. You can build over top of the structures with the air conditioning unit, and it'll just give you back the materials. So it's not a huge deal that we do that. I do not like this water. This water is going to be very bothersome. But we'll make do. So, I also don't exactly like how open that is. It's not the greatest of situations. We might grind through all of this right here. And put up our own walls, because they'll send sappers to dig through that. They can dig through it pretty rapidly, so it's not exactly a good idea to use that kind of a tiny little piece of rock as a defense. Kind of like this right here. But we're going to be building probably right along that water's edge right there. Perfect. Is Tim... No. He's happy with that. I wanted to make sure that he wasn't complaining about being awake right now. So that he is being aided by the night owl. I don't want him to get the debuff. So let's set up a food job. Do until you have 150, required skill of 4. And I know that that's not exactly required, but it's just good to have. I'm going to go on ahead and set up a hunting. Again, we're going to only focus on like the emu, ostrich, turkey, hare, squirrel, raccoon, rat. And I'm just picking things that are relatively easy for our guys to kill. Rachel's about to break. Why? Hades environment, shared bedroom, in a little pain, disturbed sleeps, live on the ground, slept in the cold, yada 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 yada. Now Tim is our hunter, so most of the hunting is going to get done at night. It is not ideal, I'm not going to lie. Which he is actually hunting right now. So, zone, stockpile. We're going to go ahead and make a stockpile in here. We're going to say, hey, priority preferred, clear all. We want foods. We want medicines, drugs, Nutrimine, wart, and we also, raw resources, want plant matter, I believe. Yes. And then we're going to turn on animal corpse, so that they will actually haul the animal corpses here. He should haul after killing. He'll pick them up and take them back over here. And when we get that set up with a freezer, that will ensure that they will stay. See, he dropped it off there. And that will actually ensure that it will stay good until they are ready to butcher it and turn it into food. So we're going to see what they got to trade. Probably nothing that we care about. They got a heavy machine gun. It'd be nice. I can't afford it. Huh. I'm going to go on ahead and do it. Simply because Anna does have a pretty decent shooting, and having that machine gun might help during some of the early raids. It'll also make sure that Rachel has a pistol. Even though Rachel can't shoot, it's still better to have a pistol than a knife, because she can't really wield a melee weapon either, and at least with a ranged weapon they have a chance of missing, whereas with a melee weapon they're just going to kind of beat on her for days, and all around not good. So Tim is hard at work hunting. We're also going to set up a zone real quick that will be for lumber. Just rename the area one, that's fine. Lumber as normal. I'm going to expand the lumber area to include all of this right here. All of it. Village by the forest. Sure, why not? It's a weird name. Sounds like almost something that the tribal would have come up with, but whatever. I'm game, you know. If we want to be all Native American-y, that's fine by me. Not going to say anything about it. I'm going to just go on ahead and say, hey, you can chop all of that area right there. That should be plenty. And we are going to manage that. Chop, lumber. Again, I think 500 is far too much, so 250 is good. And we are going to restrict it to the lumber area. Manage. Got a couple of minor risks of... why is this not being done? Prioritize refueling the stove so that you can get some food cooking. I do not like that. I think I might try and find a mod that'll fix that problem, but I'm not going to worry about it right now because, honestly, I mean, is it really going to be an issue for us? We're going to get rid of the stove as soon as we get power anyways. Mad animal. It is a long ways away from us, so I'm not super worried about it. We're going to have a lot of food from the hunting, again. I noticed when I was looking around that there are quite a few things to kill. Actually, did I not? I did not. I need you to equip that. And then Rachel, I need you to equip that. And, yeah. That's going to help a lot. So we got a lot of steel kicking around in here, obviously, because there was a bunch of steel to mine there, which is great. We're going to create a basic stockpile here with basic settings. It'll prevent them from hauling that steel anywhere else, which is good. Expand it as it goes. Let's see here. That's that mad turtle. Tim's gonna attack it here. Hopefully he'll be able to do it without taking too much. He is bleeding now. It's not ideal. Who's our doctor? Rachel? I may have to disturb her sleep to deal with the bleeding. How bad is his bleeding? I know that it sucks that you're going to be interrupted, but I don't want him to bleed too much. And it's minor, so that's probably all he's going to need. Kind of sucks that he's not hunting right now, but I think that we got enough food to kind of handle him being down for a little bit. I'm kind of hoping that we get a wanderer to join, or that we have the opportunity to get somebody from a raid early, because 3 people is obviously not enough. It makes things take forever. Also, it makes hauling and cleaning something that is almost impossible to get done in the early game, just because it takes up somebody's time who could be doing something else. So, Tim's already fully healed, which is great. He's gone back to hunting, which is a little strange. I thought he would have been asleep. No, he's fine. She's grabbing that turtle right there, which is good. We got a lot of stuff going around here, so I'm thinking that We actually need to work on power pretty quick. Would be really good to put some of this over the water. But I don't think that's something that we're going to be able to do. Oh, we got a wander. Perfect. Oh, that's so good. Are you naked? You're wearing pants, so you're probably not going to get the debuff. You're a little hot, but that's okay. It's 92 outside. You're a pessimist, which is bad. I like that so far. Let's look at your skills. You are a male, so you are actually going to be named Tony! Welcome to the colony, Tony! Okay, let's take a look. You are incapable, intellectual, and artistic. You're pretty good at shooting. You're pretty good. Pretty good. Not really much good elsewhere. I think that right now, all things considered, we need a hauler cleaner. We're going to turn you off of hunting. Because he's just good at it. And we don't really have a good gun to give you. So, you have a high skill for constructing, but it's low. I'm going to go on ahead and give you a little bit of something on that. I'm actually going to take those away, and I'm going to say, do every constructing that you can, then clean and haul. You're not really good at any of these, are you? No, I didn't think you were. I thought you had pretty low skills all around. So, Tony, you're kind of going to be our hauler cleaner, and eventually your construction's going to be up, but it's going to be prefaced with a whole lot, and I mean a whole lot of failures, because you have almost no skill. So I expect to see a lot of couldn't complete the building because, you know, failed at skill checks. So that's expected. Also, I have been overdoing power on that last one. I don't know why I do that. I'm notorious for it. So I'm just going to build 2 windmills. Two solars. And that will be perfect, I think. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our power. We're going to drag our power right along there. And we are actually going to drag that down the hall a bit. And we're going to drag it into here a bit. Then we're also going to go all the way over to there, because we're going to put some batteries in here. We might actually go ahead and do that. Put one more power conduit right there. And we're just going to put, like, say, 3 batteries. That should be good for now. Should. Tony, prioritize working on this windmill. So we need to put down one more sleeping spot for you, just so you have somewhere to sleep. That right there is actually ready to go. So we're gonna put that, and we're gonna put down a bed in it, just for now. Now, the vents aren't super important right away. It is relatively hot out, but it gets cooler at night, so it's not a huge issue if... No, priority is refueling. Keep fuel in there until we get power into it. I want food. Food is more important. Now, this power will have to be upgraded at some point, because this is not enough power for what we want to do. It's not even close. But for the beginning, it will do us just fine. The things that are really going to hurt us in the beginning anyways are going to be the solar flares, the zaps, until we can get fuses going, which we might want to work on that fairly early, actually. Rachel has cooked up all the food, it looks like. Yeah, she's only got that stack of 8 right there. A raid. Not really surprising. The arrows, sounds like a tribe. He has a steel shiv. I could care less. I mean, this guy doesn't scare me in the slightest. Tony, do you have a weapon at all? Do you have a steel knife? I'm totally cool with that. He is not attacking right away, which is fine. so we want to set this to where it'll be freezing in here. 28. And the reason that I do that actually is just so that pirates have started their assault. Let's go ahead and get you guys set up. Oops. I'm not exactly sure where he's going to go, so we're just going to go over there. Hopefully some people start shooting at him. No. There we go. Oh, that machine gun. Oh, so good. Has anybody built that bed? Yes. We're going to set this as a prisoner bed. And then I want you to capture. We're also going to set that as restricted. Depending on just how hard to recruit and useful this guy is, we may grab him. If so, this will be me joining the colony. He is incapable of dumb labor, which sucks. Not very good at crafting. He's pretty good at artists. Good at animals, good at melee. He's not hard to recruit, though. God, he's kind of useless, isn't he? I mean, normally I'd just be like, one more body, you know, but that isn't really the case here, because he can't do anything. If he had some passion in maybe construction or mining or something, I'd be like, yeah, you know, let's go for it. But as it is, I just think we want to release him. Release no medicine. How many shots does it take to kill a fucking sleeping squirrel, Tim? Maybe if you weren't a football field away from him, you wouldn't have this problem. Yeah. Can actually set up another one of his bedrooms here. Door, door, door. Wall, wall. So he's going to be released. This is no longer going to be set for prisoners. Architecture, furniture, bed. Why are we getting that? We really shouldn't be getting that. Unless they made it more of a proc. I didn't really see it on the other game, though. I would have expected to if we had somebody with lower cooking. But anyways, we got the beds being built, so we can actually deconstruct these. We're going to deconstruct that as well. We currently have 4 beds. There's absolutely no reason to have. We're going to set this one to Tim's. The reason I'm going to set that to Tim is because he's currently asleep, and we want to make sure that, hey, there's an animal sleeping spot in there. So this right here is actually going to be, oops, I should have just left that open. This right here is actually going to be our dining area. We're going to just go ahead and plop some stuff down there. Without a goods trader. Do we have the silver already away? No. Anna, I want you to go prioritize hauling that. Rachel, prioritize hauling that. I want those in there. Joy source. Mental break, hide in room. Rachel. So Rachel had a mental break. I'm not really sure why. What threw her over the edge? Ate without a table. You have a low threshold? No? I don't know why she broke so early. That's kind of strange. I feel like that was a bit unnecessary. But whatever, that's perfectly fine. We need to make sure that these get hauled. We do have some exotic goods running around here. Tim, why don't you go talk to them? Okay, let's see here. We could technically sell our female fox. Might not be the worst idea. Except that they really don't have anything that we want. They really don't. I mean... yeah, I don't see anything here that we want. So we're going to go ahead and leave that be, let it be what it is. I'm going to go ahead and put a break in here. I feel like this is a pretty good start. Of course, I've said that in the past on Let's Plays that just completely went to shit so quick, but hopefully this one will go better with it being Phoebe Chillax. Maybe it will kind of play it a little bit easier on it. Anyways, my name is Fire, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.